popcorn, dude. It's an inch. I think you can use a little more sharpness. Hold on. Chris is finding the right slide for this. Here's the little That's close enough. Look at that. Like the bottom left corner, you can see is right above it. I don't think we're going to miss anything critical. Eric, I would say try powering it off and back on again to see if it saves your settings.
And you know why?
Well, it hasn't been touched for years. Those used to go up and down every week.
Oh gosh. Is it on a multi? Yeah.
It's a DP switch for the moment. I mean, Rick should know where his is.
Oh, you're ready.
All right. Chris does have the key, just not by guessing. So if you want to try to torque it up a half a degree, you're done, I think. Because if we also get too close to the top, you get a reflection on the metal. And so I almost want to say, even leave it alone. Like, we can drop the screen an inch next week.
Joe, perfect is the enemy of good. Perfect is the enemy of good.
Zoom.
Yes, absolutely.
Zoom back in a little bit. Or who's doing the zoom? Or the rotation changed maybe. We're twisted to the right. Yep. All right, let's come down. It's good. Yeah, service. They're different? I was really hoping that the same one will work on both. It does. Okay, good. And so we'll decide where to put the emergency one. Maybe one in the gray case and then one in the drawer. I like that. Check, 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 check. Test, test.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to be together. Welcome, welcome. My name is Ian McConnell. I use pronouns like he and him. I'm the pastor here around Fabric, and am so excited to welcome you today. Those of you who are, survived daylight savings, this cruel and unusual thing we do to ourselves. I didn't know that. This is the first time ever I didn't realize that it was happening, and my clock adjusted itself overnight, and I woke up feeling like I got hit by a truck. And so I'm glad to see all of you, whether you've got bags under your eyes like me or not. One of my favorite parts about Fabric, about this community, is our nearly insistence on the idea that church can be less about certainty and more about curiosity and asking really, really good questions. And so in this time, really, is there a better time than now to wonder big things and ask big questions in kind of sustained in-person community? I think this is a good moment for that kind of approach to life. And so whether you're here for the first time or for the 100th time, welcome. It's good to be together. It's good to look each other in the eyes and just be in the presence of other people. And if you're on the live stream or watching this later, welcome to you. It's good to have you too. More often than not around here, we've got kids programming happening back in the gym or in the media center. This month, during this deeper series, we're going to be all together in this space. So kids, if you've already noticed, I see there's a bunch of kids at the tables already. There's a space for kind of pre-K, and today there's pre-K and elementary school over here. And usually there's a middle school spot, but most of our middle schoolers are away at a retreat this weekend with Della and Heidi. So they are coming back next week and will be here with us. So if you're a kid, you've got a couple choices today. You can be at the tables, or you can be with your adults, whether they're your parents or grandparents, aunts, uncles, or just trusted adults that you know. Feel free to make that choice. Just a couple housekeeping things. We've got bathrooms around the corner. If you go through that hallway and down the hall, there's kind of old school elementary school bathrooms. And then if you follow the signs, there's gender neutral single stall restroom with a changing table. So just follow the signs for that. Also, we've got popcorn. Thank you, popcorn makers. We've got coffee and tea and water. Thank you, coffee, tea, and water preparers. We like to keep it pretty casual, so if you are out and want to get up and move around and get some popcorn and get a refill of coffee or tea, feel free to do that at your whenever you want. Also, and I don't have one with me, but there's communication cards that came in your program today. They look like that up on the screen. Lorraine's holding one up here. That is super helpful for us just to let us know that you're here. Let us know what you're thinking about, what you're dealing with, what your prayer requests are. We read these every Monday. And also just what kind of feedback would be good for us to know. We would love to be able to connect with you if that's something that you want to do. Later during the gathering, these baskets kind of look like sailor hats. These will get passed. You can put your communication card in there as they get passed, and then bring them up to the candles here at that point. Take some time to fill that out if you haven't already. And with that, the one more thing is the nest for kids 6 months to 3 years is open. Hannah and Todd are staffing that. They're right there. Hi. And so if you've got a kiddo who's 6 months to 3, and Maribel, hi buddy. If you've got a kid that's 6 months to 3 years old and maybe would like to get their wiggles out in a different environment, that's open too. It's in the media center, kind of same way to the bathroom on the right-hand side of the hallway. With that, we are starting a new series today. We're calling it Deeper, and I could say a lot about it, but I want to invite Chris Tripolino up. Chris has been instrumental in putting this together, and just to introduce the series a little bit, and to introduce our first artist.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. It is good to see you. A little bit of an exciting moment for me to be in a little different role here where I get to just welcome some of these fabulous artists that you are going to get a chance to sit with and go a little deeper with over these next 4 weeks. So this morning, real quick about this deeper idea, before COVID, we had experimented with some shows at the Parkway Theater where we hosted Gunger and the Brilliants and some other bands with them. And it just felt like in all of this being fabric, this idea of us, of creating community and of finding things that inspire and help us to look deeper at each other, at ourselves, at those deeper, bigger, mysterious things of all the cosmos, that music and art just help us to do that in a different way than we often do. And I think that if you're like me, you've probably been to concerts or art exhibits or things like that where you just experience those things so much deeper than anything we could just talk about, right? And so that's part of the idea, is that we get inspired, that we wonder, that we feel something resonating in our own souls. And so I truly could not be more happy and excited to welcome this morning Peter Mayer. You can give him a round of applause here. I just want to say just a brief, so glad that Peter is here. I have been going deeper, feeling inspired, being like all kinds of things noodled around inside of me for over 20 years now, listening to Peter's music. And I know that there are people in this room that are not familiar with Peter's music yet. And I'm so excited for you especially. And if you know some of these songs, I hope you're singing along with them. But my experience with Peter's music is just this deep, big-hearted, questioning, wondering curiosity about all the world and all of us, and a little of that sort of maybe frustration about the religious and spiritual climate that we live in, and pushing beyond some of those rigid borders, boundaries, walls that get built up. And so I think that, so thank you for being here. I'm just so grateful for that.
Chris.
Yeah, and I'll just turn it over to Peter. We've got some other fun things sprinkled in the midst of this morning, and so Peter's going to share a set, and then we've got some other things to share, and then you'll hear another set from Peter after that. But for right now, let's give it up one more time. Peter Mayer.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Chris, and thank you all. It's just an honor and a joy to be with you all this morning and to learn about your beautiful community. It's inspiring. It's my first time with a popcorn maker at church. So, okay. I'm just going to share some songs with you, as Chris mentioned. This is an a cappella one, so you won't have to listen to me tune the guitar. If you look to the daily news so that you can stay attuned to what matters, you might find that headlines don't describe the beauty of the world. So if you hang your head straight out of bed because you read the doom and gloom and got discouraged, ignore your computer screen and look to see the beauty of the world. Beauty like the sun come down, beauty like the seed in the ground, rising and reaching out, reaching for the sky. Beauty like the life in the land, moving in your own two hands. Beauty like the wondrous chance to be alive. If you're down to your final dime and can't decide what else to buy to be happy, you don't need a credit card to give your heart the beauty of the world. And if you walk the street with tired feet, bending underneath the grief that you carry, lay the weight you brought along down upon the beauty of the world. Beauty like the wind in the trees, beauty like children's dreams, beauty like the sound of steeple bells when they ring. Beauty like ties that bind us, beauty like acts of kindness, beauty like the light inside of everything. Beauty like the sun come down, beauty like the seed in the ground, rising and reaching out, reaching for the sky. Beauty like the life in the land, moving in your own two hands. Beauty like the wondrous chance to be alive. If your whole shtick is tragic hip, but you are sick of being such a big cynic, you can try out a joyful shout, sing about the beauty of the world. And if you don't like to have to wait and think your chances aren't great to get to heaven, maybe one way to save your soul is get to know the beauty of the world. Get to know the beauty of the world. Get to know the beauty of the world. Well, I grew up Catholic, and one of the things I'm grateful for from growing up Catholic is the idea of holiness. When I was being trained to be an altar server, which is what you do when you're a Catholic child oftentimes, which altar server is somebody who helps during Sunday morning service. There's a lot of stuff that happens up on the stage, on the altar, in a Catholic Mass, and so an altar server helps the minister do some of those things. And some of the things that you use, some of the tools or objects that you use in a Catholic Mass, we were taught were holy objects, meaning that somehow God's presence was specially there in those objects. And I remember sort of being in awe of that idea. Somehow God is present in this very thing. And so we were taught that we were supposed to handle it with special care. And I loved that feeling. And as I grew older and I learned about the world, learned more about what science is telling us about the nature of things, life on earth, all of us are part of the family of life, science tells us now. Our ancestors were born in the oceans of Earth almost 4,000 million years ago. And every living thing on Earth is related to those ancient ancestors, those little microscopic organisms that were in the ocean. And I recently read a book that says, I challenge you to tell the difference between one of your cells and the cells of a mushroom under a microscope. So that's how closely related we are. Things like that feel holy to me. When I learn things like that, I feel that same sense of sort of magic and awe and wonder that I did as an altar boy. And so this is a song inspired by such things. When I was a boy, each week, on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. And when I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. Now I remember feeling sad, miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face, say it's not a testament, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come, say it's not a sacrament, tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, this next song, okay, I forgot to cue up the lyrics for the last one. But this next song I'm going to do is called All the World is One, just for you all getting that up on the screen. So, okay, so not only, in my view, is everything feel holy these days, but also everything is connected. That's another aspect of the story that science tells us these days, and that's something that many people have been intuiting forever, And the atoms that we are made out of, the carbon, the nitrogen, the oxygen, those atoms, the stuff that we are made out of, comes from stars, mostly. And not just that, but supernova stars, stars that are much bigger than our sun, that collapse when they die because they run out of hydrogen to burn, and so they start fusing hydrogen into what's the next one? Helium, thank you. Into helium, and on this chain goes as the star heats up. And then eventually it implodes, and then it explodes, and all the elements inside of it that it has made are strewn into the universe, and some more are made in that explosion. And so that is what we are made out of. That's what the earth is made out of. I think that is incredible, incredible story. And we breathe the air that human beings, including Jesus, breathed in every breath. Science tells us, in every breath, there are molecules that Jesus breathed, that Buddha breathed. In every drink of water we take, there are water molecules that passed through the bodies of every human ever living. And not just that, but the bodies of the trees and the plants, because everything is moving, everything is cycling through us, and the atoms in our body are different every single year. 98% of the atoms in our bodies, they say, are different than they were a year ago. So we are connected. Not only that, but we are dynamic and part of the universe, part of the earth. So here's a song. That's pretty big bass, isn't it? I don't often have a subwoofer. You can say that you stand apart, put a fence around your yard. You can build a tall rampart, guard it with a gun. You can dig yourself a moat, burn the bridge, burn the boat. It won't matter that much, 'cause all the world is one. All the world is one. You can march in a big parade every Independence Day. You can raise up your own flag, sing your own anthem. It'll ring out in the air with the other anthems there. To the winds of the earth declare, all the world is one. All the world is one. Go and ask Buddha when he's sitting under the tree. Go ask Walt Whitman when he's looking out at the sea. Ask Alan Shepard when he's standing up on the moon, staring at that pearl of blue. Asking Adam in the breath you take. Ask the water at the riverbank. Ask a strand of DNA that's written in your blood. One life running in your veins, one light from one big bang. You can try and separate it, but all the world is one. All the world is one. Go and ask Buddha when when he's sitting under the tree. Ask Annie Dillard when she's up on Tinker Creek. Ask Alan Shepard when he's standing up on the moon, staring at that pearl of blue. You can take an outbound train, try to make a getaway. You can ride off like John Wayne into the setting sun. But earthlings don't leave town, they just go round and round till they figure out all the world is one. 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 Thank you. I have just one more song in this first little set for you, and there's a little part for you to sing on. And this one is called Dr. Seuss, and so the whole song is a list of things that, if they were true, would be an indication that Dr. Seuss is on the loose in your brain. Okay? And so that's the recurring line. That's this line that I sing. Then Dr. Seuss is on the loose in your brain, like that. And you have a part that's sort of an echo to that. You only have to know this note right here. That's the only note in your part. Okay? So I go, then Dr. Seuss, and you go, Dr. Seuss is on the loose in your brain, in your brain, in your brain, in your brain. 3 times, it just seems like that's the way it has to be. So let's try it again. Then Dr. Seuss is on the loose in your brain, in your brain, in your brain, in your brain. One more time. Then Dr. Seuss is on the loose in your brain, in your brain, in your brain, in your brain. I think rehearsal is over. All right, let's do the song. You'll know when to sing. I'll give you a nod too. If you will, oh, wait a minute. Got to get the words. Sorry. If you believe that you're in need of a need, if you can see an elephant in your tree, if your umbrella gets wet with oobleck instead of rain, then Dr. Seuss is on the loose in your brain, in your brain, in your brain, in. If you notice a drum-tummied snum talking to a flu boober bab, boober bubs, and you tell the crazy news to your friend Foo-Foo the Snoo, then Dr. Seuss is on the loose in your brain. If all those who's are irritating you again, ringing jing-jinglers and tar-tinkers in your head, if you don't need a broom to clean your room, instead you tend to use a super flooper do if you answer your whispermophone to take a call from a jellyfish named Jimbo Jones. And then you leap into your Skeagol-mobile and drive away. Then Dr. Seuss is on the loose in your brain, in your brain. If the world you're living in is really kind of strange, you've decided it's a bit more fun that way. And if you find in every story that there's a lesson there for you, oh, then I'm afraid it's true if you take your eggs sunny side up and green. If you make up silly rhymes when you speak, if you shout out hooray for Diff and Doofer Day, then Dr. Seuss is on the loose in your brain, in your brain, in your brain. Dr. Seuss is on the loose in your brain, in your brain, in your brain. Dr. Seuss is on the loose in your brain, 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 in your brain.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like you're just unlocking something squishy in me and on all of us, and I'm so grateful. Thank you, Peter. Okay. Big round of applause for Peter Mayer. This is awesome. Yeah. We, just because we can, we're going to kind of loosen ourselves up a little bit, wiggle our bodies, and before Chris has a little conversation with Peter and an interview, and where I'm really excited to hear Peter talk about his creative process and about what it means to go deeper. Because I think in a time like this, having art facilitate something deeper for us is so powerful. So, but before we do that, how many of you have played Heads or Tails before? By show of hands. Heads or Tails? Okay. This is a great game. What we're going to do is I'm going to have everybody who wants to play and win a prize potentially stand up. There are very difficult instructions that I'm going to teach you, okay? So, heads is this. Hands on your head. Tails is this. Hands on your tail. You are good. Okay, this is how we're going to do this. I have a coin. Could I have one helper come up to be the coin reader? Okay, you two, come on up. Raleigh, do you want to come up? I see you. Come on up. What I'm going to do is every round, before we flip the coin and read if it's heads, which has the head on it, see that? A head. And the tail has a lot of other stuff on it, okay? And before we flip the coin, everyone's going to put their hands on their head or their tail. If I flip the coin and you yell heads, that it's heads, everybody with their hands on their heads gets to stay standing, and everybody with their hands on their tails has to sit down. And we're going to keep going until there's one person left, and that person is going to win Peter Mayer's CD, Catching Rain. Okay? All right? Are you kids ready?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, are you ready? Okay, this is the moment. Put your hands on your head or your hands on your tail. You're statistically 50-50 here. Ready? Are you ready? I'm going to flip it. You tell me what it is, okay? Tails! Everybody with their hands on the tail, stay standing. Okay. Now you don't have to, now we're going to, okay, wiggle those arms. Lock it in again, okay? Heads or tails? Here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Tails, okay. Good, good, good. All right, if you are still in, try to kind of come to the middle here. We're going to create a competitive spirit. All right? Oh, thank you so much. Okay. We're getting there. This is your moment. Heads or tails? Lock it in. Are you three ready? Okay. Boop. Tails again! This This coin is rigged. Okay. Oh, your dad's still in it. Okay, sweet. All right. Heads or tails? I feel good. I feel like heads has got to come around at some point. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Boop. Heads! Okay. Who's left? How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Naomi, so you're still in it? Sweet. Okay. Here we go. Lock it in. Heads or tails? Okay. Are you still in it? No? Okay. Here we go. Popcorn. Heads! Do we have... Is it Naomi? Naomi! You win, bud. This is yours. You can tell your parents, pull out their old CD player, okay? Okay, now we have one more round. That was the warm-up round, okay? So helpers, come on up here, helpers. This one is to win 2 tickets to tomorrow night's show at the Parkway Theater to see a full set of Peter Mayer, okay? All right, so, hi. Bye. Okay, so if you win, I'm going to need you to come with you after the gathering. We'll connect. You're going to need the Dice app, and I'm going to transfer the tickets from my phone onto yours because they don't have, I'm old school and I like to print things. So everyone who wants to play, stand up again. Here we go. All right, are you 3 ready? Yeah. You ready? Okay. Lock it in. Heads or tails? Same game. Same game. All right, kids, you ready? Yeah. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, boop. Heads! Okay. All right, feeling good, feeling good. Everyone who's still in, you get to lock in. Heads or tails? Here we go. Tails! Oh my gosh, we're thinning out quickly. Okay, lock it in. Heads or tails? All right, we good? Ready? Tails! All right, who's left standing? All right, come on to the middle. Come on to the middle down here. Lenny, all right. Okay, are you ready? Lock it in. Heads or tails? Oh, that one went way up. Oh, what is it? Tails! Tails. All right. Okay, here's your moment. Another one. Heads or tails? Lock it in. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Boop. Heads! All right, we have 3 left. Are you still in? No? Okay. 4? Yes! Okay, great. Are you ready? Heads or tails? Hands on your head, hands on your tail. Okay.
I'm so scared.
Here we go. I know, I'm really nervous. I'm like sweating up here. Here we go. Whoa! Tails! Okay. Nice. 3 left. Okay. You get to go again. Heads or tails? Okay.
I was nervous because my dad got out.
All right. Okay, here we go. Tails. Oh, tails. Okay. All right. 2 left. Here's your moment. Come on up. Come on up. All the way. Now, usually we like to give you all the agency. You can choose either, but you're going to need to choose opposite of each other for this one, okay? All right, here we go. The final coin flip. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Tails! Dan! Congratulations! Helpers, thank you so much for your help. Awesome. Dan will connect afterwards. Date night for Dan and Catherine tomorrow night. Awesome. Okay, with that, I am so excited to welcome back up to the stage Chris Tripolino and Peter Mayer for a conversation. Let's welcome them back up.
All right. Yeah, thanks so much. Well, while Peter's getting back up here, I'll just say that one of the sweet opportunities in my mind in a moment like this was a chance to get to go a little deeper with some conversation, getting to know kind of like the things that are interesting and inspiring to Peter. And you've already heard a long list of some of those, but yeah. So my hope is to just give us a little bit more of a taste of the inspiration and the something juicy that maybe you can glean in your own creative endeavors, in your own daily life, and seeing all that is around you. So, Peter, thanks again for agreeing to do this. So I might be doing this a little bit backwards. I think you're supposed to like build up the excitement and tension and end with a lightning round. But I was hoping we could just like bust through a couple quick get to know you kind of questions, if you don't mind. So where did you grow up? Did you?
Oh, I'm Minnesotan, born and raised, St. Paul. Yeah.
Oh, in St. Paul. All right.
Yep. And then I live in Stillwater now for 30 years.
Yeah, great. Name something you've watched lately, like a TV, movie, anything that have you had any Netflix binges lately or anything like that?
Man, okay, Law and Order.
Oh.
I'm embarrassed to say. Oh, I saw. Well, no, that was a while ago. Give me another question.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll keep going. We're just getting warmed up here. So, what's your favorite album to listen to when you're driving?
Well, I can tell you artists more than albums,
sure.
because I don't have a CD player anymore. And that is, I like jazz a lot. And I've been influenced by singer-songwriters, and I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and anybody on the radio back then was sort of my school of songwriting. But for some reason nowadays, I'm not drawn so much to the songwriters as I am just to jazz. I think part of it is like anything you do in life, you become a little too critical. If you're listening to a singer-songwriter, you just think, well, that's kind of a dumb line, that kind of thing. Yeah. And so I can let go more when I'm just listening to jazz, plus I'm interested in it musically. It's just fascinating. I'm not a jazz musician, so I'm kind of in awe of that art form. So anyway, that's kind of my
go-to.
That.
Yeah. Got anything interesting on your nightstand these days? Anything you're reading or?
Yeah, okay, so I'm reading something called Cosmogenesis by a man named Brian Swimme, who has had a big impact on me through the years, his work. He's a scientist, but he talks about the story of the universe, kind of like I was sharing about the atoms coming to us from the stars and the connection of life on Earth. That kind of stuff really excites me, and I think that, it's a complicated time. It can be very disheartening to read the news. However, one of the benefits of living when we're living now is that we have a much greater, deeper understanding of the nature of reality, really. The nature of the Earth, the nature of our lives here, and of the universe, and how it all, sort of the story of it all. And so I'm always trying to find things that sort of teach me more about that. So yeah,
that's great. Do you have a favorite place that if you could just pick a place to go and be? Any place in the world, in the state? I don't know. Do you have a favorite kind of heart space that you'd like to go to?
On a daily basis, I think it's just outside. I think that just stepping outside for whatever reason is just such good therapy. That first breath of fresh air in the winter or summer, any time. And it's even better if I'm with my dog. And so but in terms of traveling, I have to say the North Shore. You know, I travel quite a bit for my work, and I still feel like the North Shore of Lake Superior, where many of us have spent time, is a very special, impactful place for me. It's something about it, the energy there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Last one in the lightning round. Guilty pleasure snack food.
Well, you know, I think that one of the most delicious things in the world is a spoonful of Nutella.
Oh, yeah.
But only when nobody's looking.
I love it. All right. Well, so, you know, in this kind of deeper idea and like our sort of spiritual seeking and searching and all of that, I was curious to ask you about an early memory of just feeling awestruck or inspired. I feel like there are so many. I can imagine these moments that kind of are the impetus for a lot of your songs. Just there, you have really potent kind of imagery in a lot of your songs, and so I was just curious for you as you think back to your childhood, or just maybe early time of creating. What's a memory that gets stuck in your mind in terms of being inspired?
Yeah. Well, two things. Okay. One is walking. I've often thought of my spiritual practice as walking, although I've had some physical issues lately, so I'm not doing as much of that. But just going for a long walk. And I used to pray. I remember just being a kid and going for a long walk and talking with God, you know. And I still do that. And it's really a great practice, I think, for me. Something about moving. A sitting practice doesn't work for me very well, but moving is good. And also, you know, I've talked a lot about learning, but the whole process of learning about things has been a very meditative, and whenever I can learn about anything about the nature of things, I'm almost always put in a state of awe and wonder about existence itself, and it helps me. So some of the books that I read as a younger person, wow, life-changing, you know. And so that's not really a moment, but it is a piece of work that I encountered that really changed my life. So those are a couple things.
Yeah. So, you know, when I'm hearing some of those like elements like nature and just the outdoors in general. But like, do you notice other sort of specific conditions for you that like inspire that interaction with the deeper sort of stirrings?
Well, I wish I had more of a regular practice of writing. I have kids at home still, and I am very disorganized, and to begin with, and then you add that kind of thing, and I still have a fantasy in my life. I'm 61 years old, and I still think, you know, someday I'm going to show up every day with my pencil and paper and just like be a writer, you know. But having said that, I do think that the practice of writing is an important practice for me. I feel like I'm deviating from the question.
No, it's great. I mean, I love hearing about your process, but like, I'm curious too about the conditions, and like, I think for me in my own writing, I often find that there are places and sort of like atmospheres that inspire me and offer some of that, like, you know, for songs or words to sort of like attack me, and I'm curious if you have some of those, but also like speaking to what you're talking about here, which is kind of that pattern. And do you put yourself into those positions, whether it's sitting on the banks of the North Shore or what have you?
Yeah. So I don't. There are inspiring places in my life, no question, and I wish that I would go there more often. But I do think I've often said to people, I think the difference between a writer and somebody who's not a writer is a writer writes things down. So, what I mean by that is like all of us have dreams. Every night we have a dream. We all have thoughts about what does life mean. You know, we all have experiences. We all encounter things that make us think and ponder. And oftentimes we have little thoughts that could be, in my case, a song, right? But what do you do with that? You write it down. If you don't write it down, it disappears forever, you know? So I think the discipline for me isn't so much going to the beautiful place, but it's just writing it down. In my case, nowadays, it's the phone. So I have a little file on my phone. It's ideas, you know, and usually they're just fragments or phrases or metaphors or concept, just little things that I can then come back to with my guitar perhaps, and if I have time, scroll through those things and let them sift through my heart and consciousness and see if something comes of that.
Yeah. Oh, love it. Well, so last thing here, just wanted to give you a chance, if there's anything else that you feel like is inspiring you or things that are coming up for you that you want to share, want people to know about.
Well, I mean, it was already mentioned, this concert tomorrow. I'm joining Michael Monroe and Billy McLaughlin, who are I've been acquainted with those guys for many years, and I'm so grateful to be sharing the stage with them. I also have an Earth Day concert on Earth Day, which I think is Tuesday. So I thought the last couple of years, I thought I should have a concert on Earth Day, because we don't have enough things to celebrate Earth Day on Earth Day. Usually it's the weekend before or after. So anyway, that's going to be in Matamidi, and you can find out more on my website at myname.net. There is another Peter Mayer. There are many other Peter Mayers, but there is one in particular that is very confusing for people, and he is petermayer.com. So I am petermayer.net. Think of me as Peter the fisherman with the net.
There you go.
So you can find out more there, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much. We'd love to hear some more music.
Yeah,
and
thank
yeah, so can we give another round of applause as we
thank you, Chris.
start another?
Thanks for
thank
the
you.
questions. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna make this set shorter. I'm thinking here. I'm thinking. Okay. All right. So bear with me here. I'm going to do 3 songs. Okay, 3 songs, and the first one is one that I just wrote. I have to say that I do struggle with the news these days. It is easy to get discouraged and depressed about it, and I feel like I need a balance between managing the news and at the same time not being ignorant of what's happening in our world and trying to do what I can to be part of the solution instead of part of the problem, you know. And I think the fact that you're all here and that we're gathering face to face, shoulder to shoulder, that is a big part, I think, of the solution. Because I think that we're all tend to be kind of homebodies now sometimes, and more on the internet than we are with each other. And so, yeah, so anyway, I applaud all of you all for being here, and the fact that you do this every week is a beautiful thing. So I'm still thinking. I'm still thinking. I think I'm gonna. That's all I'll say. I'm gonna do instead. I don't think I need to play that song. I'll do this song instead. This is A morning, so when you don't want to watch the news in the morning, maybe it's nice to do a morning meditation for 2 minutes. So I'm going to teach you a simple moving meditation that you can do in the morning, and then I'll play the song that is based on that meditation. Okay, so let me show you these motions. It involves hand motions. Okay, this song is called Breathe In. So it's a breathing meditation. I'll go through the hand motions rather fast. Typically when you do this, you do it slower so you can take good breaths. But here's how it goes. I'll recite the lyrics, and then I'll teach you the motions, and then I'll sit down, play the song, and we can do the motions together. Okay, so again, it's called Breathe In. For the lyrics, it's already there. Okay, so here's how it goes. Hands open to the day. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands joined as if to pray. Breathe in, breathe out. Arms reaching to the sky. I know you have neighbors, so don't smack each other. When you're alone in the morning or together in the morning, you can stretch out a little more when you reach to the sky. Then circling around down to the earth. Eyes lifted to the light, to the light. Hands, branches catching rain. Breathe in, breathe out. And this is the most complicated part for people. So the lyric is, then rising like a stalk of grain. So your hands are the top of the grain, and you go down and very slowly rise up and breathe in, breathe out while you're moving. And then again, arms reaching to the sky, then circling around down to the earth, eyes lifted to the light, to the light. And then we end as we began, hands open to the day, breathe in, breathe out, hands joined as if to pray. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, let's do it. All right. Hands open to the day. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands joined as if to pray. Breathe in, breathe out. Arms reaching to the sky, then circling around down to the earth, eyes lifted to the light, to the light. Hands, branches catching rain. Breathe in, breathe out. Then rising like a stalk of grain. Breathe in, breathe out. Arms reaching to the sky, then circling around down to the earth, eyes lifted to the light, to the light. Hands open to the day, breathe in, breathe out. Hands joined as if to pray. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, I have one more a cappella song for you. I love that your community is called Fabric, and which is very evocative, of course, about how we are all connected. We need each other, and in a time where I do think that we need to be extra vigilant about loving our neighbor and working together to make the world a better, more compassionate place. I think it's great when we can do that together, find opportunities to do that together, support each other. And so here's a little song that speaks to that. If you want to shout, if you want to shout, want to right some wrong, you can sing about it in a righteous song. And if you want a way to raise your voice up high, you can be a singer in the justice choir. If you are a citizen heavy of heart, you can take a tenor or an alto part. You can be a flame in a great big fire. You can be a singer in the justice choir. Sing out, make a better world, make a sound wave like a flag unfurled. Sing out like a liberty bell, ring out the truth you tell. Sing out, make it be known, sing like the trumpets of Jericho. Sing out at the tyrant's wall, sing until the last brick falls. Sing about courage in the face of fear, sing about light when the darkness nears. Sing about truth to the shameless liar, sing about freedom in the justice choir. Sing about the weak in the halls of power, sing about the earth in a desperate hour. Sing about the poor when the rich conspire, sing about love in the justice choir. Sing out, make a better world, make a sound wave like a flag unfurled. Sing out like a liberty bell, ring out the truth you tell. Sing out, make it be known, sing like the trumpets of Jericho. Sing out at the tyrant's wall, sing until the last brick falls. If you want to shout, want to right some wrong, you can sing about it in a righteous song. If you want a way to raise your voice up high, you can be a singer in the justice choir. Thank you. Okay, before my last song, I would like to invite Ian back up here to say a few things, and then I'll do the last song.
Great. Thanks, Peter. We're going to just take a moment right now to pass the basket. So if you have filled out your communication card, we'd love to hear from you. Pop them in here. Thank you for those of you who are auto-giving and supporting this community and this experiment of being church financially. We are proud to be a financially independent organization. And so thank you for your generosity. If you're new around here, of course, we don't expect that you give anything, but of course, we're grateful for those of you who do. And next week, I'll just say this now so I won't come back up at the end really, but next week, come back. Mayada is going to be with us, another local musician, and we're so grateful for this time with Peter and with all these amazing artists that are helping us to really dig into something deeper within ourselves. So thanks for being here.
Just give it a little bit of time to make sure the hat gets passed. Everybody had a chance to Okay. Okay, well, listen, let's sing one more song to close out the service. So this is a song that's inspired by the winter solstice. I know that we're not in the winter solstice right now, and we actually just, added an hour of daylight to our evenings, so we're moving further from there. But it is a song about carrying the light within us. And I think this is a time where we really do need to do that, carry the light within us and as best as we can, share that with others and be good and be loving and compassionate with one another and with the people we encounter throughout our lives. And so I thought it would be appropriate to sing about the light inside of us. So here's a song that has several parts for you. But you hopefully, even though it's nice to have the words, hopefully you won't have to read them. It's pretty straightforward. So your part is twofold. On the verse, I sing a line, then you sing a line, I sing a line, you sing a line. But your line is always, where is the light? So I go, for example, when it's late December, dark and cold, and you sing, where is the light? And I go, when old man year is bending low, where is the light? Down on the second one, when the sun runs off to bed too soon, Where is the light? And there's nothing but a skinny moon. Where is the light? And the chorus goes, where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. Let's try that. Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. Okay, so that's the two parts. Now, the third thing I'd like to invite you all to do is at the very end of this song, sing a few rounds of This Little Light of Mine, okay? And at that time, I would invite you to put your hands together on the beats 2 and 4, okay? And that's how this sound, or this is how that sounds, rather. This little light of mine, 2, 3, 4, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, like that, right? I'm gonna let it shine. Right, exactly. So, as well as putting your hands together on the beats 2 and 4 during This Little Light of Mine, I'd also invite you all, as you are able, to stand up at that time, and then perhaps we can channel the Southern Baptists within us and sing it out, and sing it loud and with spirit. Okay? So, here we go. Thanks for having me. Let's sing together. When it's late December, dark and cold, where is the light? When old man year is bending low, where is the light? When the sun runs off to bed too soon, where is the light? And there's nothing but a skinny moon. Where is the light? Can you tell me? Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. When it's dark each morning when I rise, where is the light? And it's dark when my eggs are fried. Where is the light? And it's dark when off to work I go. And it's dark again when I get home. Where is the light? Can you tell me? Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. It's in my skin and in my bones, in my heart, in my soul. That light of life so bright and golden, like a summer day. When the sun goes missing in the sky, it is rising in my eyes, chasing all that winter gloom away. Oh, I'm burning bright like kerosene. I'm twinkling like the Pleiades. I'm dancing like a candle flame. And I'm flaming like a fruit flambe. Where is the light? Can you tell me now? Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside. One more time. Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. 2 and 4. Here we go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Acapella now. This little light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna let it. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time here. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. let it shine, gonna let it, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
One more big thank you to Peter Mayer for his being with us today. Thank you. And thank you for being here. Let's go out and be fabric in the world. Have a great day. Merch tables over here too. Great. Thank you.